Go ahead. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Let everybody know who you are.
Well, my name is Tia Baker. I grew up in Chattanooga, and I guess I'm just here to talk about the recent shooting with Abdulazeez, and I actually knew him and his sister.
Okay. Yeah. Can you tell us your relations to them?
I didn't know him very well. He was 3 years older than me, so any interaction we had was very brief. But I did go to school with him throughout my life. I did know his sister, though. She was in my grade. We've gone to school together since probably elementary school. Just a really, really wonderful people. Yeah, she's been here a very long time.
So, in your opinion, now you might not have known him that well, but just from what you do know and what you know about the family, do you think he is capable of doing something like this?
I can't say whether or not he's capable. I mean, everything points that he did it. But what I do know is that no one has a bad thing to say about him. That he's never had a history that I'm aware of being violent. I know he, I believe, coached the JV soccer team when he was in high school. He taught a lot of people I knew. He was on the wrestling team and was a coach for that as well. And he just seemed like an all-around good guy.
Was he ever outspoken about politics or things that were happening global politics?
I mean, not that I'm aware of, but again, sure. I didn't know him that well.
Right. That you knew of. Okay, and can you tell us the situation with his family right now? JD was saying that his family's been taken away.
Yeah, I mean, as far as I know, and as far as I guess anyone else knows, they went to his house, which the Chattanooga Times Free Press actually published his home address online, his entire home address with pictures of their house. And the SWAT team went, and his sister, the one that I knew, and I don't know, another identified female that was probably related to him, they were taken out of the house in handcuffs and put into a vehicle.
Wow. So the Chattanooga Press, they're the ones who exposed his address?
I don't know whether I know that they posted it online for everyone to see. I saw it was in the title of an article with the SWAT team outside their house as the image.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Do you still keep in touch with his wife? Like, when's the last time you talked with her?
I actually ran into her probably about 2 months ago. I would run into her at UTC. She was a student at UTC. So I ran into her occasionally there, but I ran into her about 2 months ago at Books A Million, where she worked, and we just kind of caught up on our lives and what she was doing. I believe she had just finished her degree. It may have been a double major. I'm not actually positive. She was always incredibly smart. She was a straight A student. But yeah, she had just finished her degree, and we talked about my life, and she commented on how cute my dog was that she saw on Facebook, and it was just a completely normal gathering.
You know, it's interesting. A lot of these incidents, I don't know if you're aware kind of what our show is about or what we really talk about or maybe what JD talks about. But a lot of these incidents, you know, where there's these shootings, these mass shootings, a lot of times the people are, you know, seem to be influenced by, like, medication, the pharmaceutical drugs they may be taking. Do you know anything about that, maybe mental illness or anything like that?
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, they both seem like just really well-rounded, mentally sound individuals.
Yeah, from what I've been reading, that's what I've been getting too. I mean, I haven't seen anything.
Yeah, I mean, I know her, and she was like a straight A student, always happy. She played tons of sports. She never did anything remotely to get herself in trouble. She graduated high school a year early, and I'm assuming that he was the same way. I mean, personally, again, everybody that's been posting on my Facebook that I went to high school with, Not a single person has had a bad thing to say about him.
His name was Mohammod, right?
Yeah, Mohammod Youssuf Abdulazeez.
Do you know if he was like really religious at all? Did he like preach a lot, or was he just a normal guy?
You know, I'm not aware of him personally. I do know that their entire family did wear, you know, traditional Muslim clothing, and I'm pretty sure that, you know, that was a big part of their life.
Right.
But him personally, I never knew of him, you know, praying in school or anything.
JD mentioned in his yearbook quote, yearbook quote, he had said, my name, well, I mean, I'm just paraphrasing. I don't remember exactly how it went.
My name causes national security alerts. What does yours do?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a funny guy. I think that is more...
I took that... Yeah, I took that as sarcasm, you know, just kind of trying to be...
It is. Yeah. It's really hard being...
Absolutely.
Growing up in the school we went to, there were 2 Muslim families, and that's it. And the rest were either white or black. And so you kind of have to take the best of a situation you're dealt, and you have to make fun of it, or it can get the best of you. And that's what he did. I mean, they experienced racism a lot. I experienced it when we were there occasionally.
I bet.
Like, it's hard being, you know, one of 2 families in a school with 1,000 kids that wear headscarves and are the only ones that are different. He was making fun of his situation. He was a funny guy. People make jokes like that all the time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Wow.
I mean, to me, it just seems really, really odd that, you know, getting to hear your perspective and, you know, just from my own gut feeling from when I saw his photo and I found out what the media did have to say about him, it just doesn't seem like it would fit his personality type. Never mind, you know, you said it's an average American family. You know, just because they're Muslim doesn't mean they're not an average American family, you know.
Oh, they were more American than I ever was. They were so proud to be American, it was ridiculous. They definitely, well, at least Yasmin loved America more than I ever have.
Wow.
Yeah, so I don't know if let me just preface this real quick for you. I don't know if you're aware of it or not, but and I'm not insinuating this is what happened, but I just want to give you a perspective that you may not be aware of.
Yeah, sure.
Sometimes in these situations, all throughout history, you know, there's, I don't know if you're aware of the term false flag attack or a patsy, like, for instance, in the JFK shooting. Obviously, there's always been a conspiracy that there was more than one shooter, or there may have been, you know, Lee Harvey Oswald could have been a patsy. You know, in almost all of the big news events, there's these situations. More recently, this seems to have been increasing.
Yeah. It's
yeah, absolutely.
Like we were talking earlier, it's like a normal. It's kind of like normal.
Yeah.
I think it's happened so much that people are kind of getting in their head like it's just normal.
Oh, when I heard when I was at work this morning, and I had no reaction whatsoever. Like, I mean, I feel like you would, you know, be a little worried, you know, considering it's in your hometown, and it was like 5 miles away from me. But I had no reaction, none whatsoever, until I heard the shooter's last name, and then I was just like baffled.
I bet.
Well, right, and that's the point I was trying to make is that, so, you know, it just seems out of the ordinary for someone like him. It doesn't seem to fit the profile type. Now, what I'm saying is there could be the possibility, and you know, we can't rule it out, that he could have been set up. Now, you said all signs point that he did do it, and of course, it could very well appear that way. But again, it just doesn't sound like he was capable, or not that he wasn't capable of, anyone's capable of murder in the right situation, but it doesn't seem like his lifestyle or the way things might have been going from, you know, the type of family he comes from. It just seems really odd. And I just wanted you to know that there could be a chance that he could have been used, you know, since he is a Muslim, and, you know.
To me, not to interrupt you, but to me, it's like the Boston bombing situation. That's what's coming up to me right now. This is kind of, I mean, that's what I'm getting out of it. I mean, it's early. All right. I don't want to speculate too much, but we've seen this so much that this is just what comes to my head right now. So it seems very similar because if you look at the background, and you look at the background of, you know, the Boston bombers or the supposed Boston bombers or whatever, the same stories were coming out. So, you know, it's going to make people wonder, and that's good. People should wonder, and people should look into it for themselves. Don't watch the TV and listen to what they're saying. Just research yourself. Do it yourself. Do what we do. Take, you know, I mean, you could probably take 30 minutes. I bet 30 minutes of your time, and you could come to a decent conclusion. I mean, like I said, man, it just happened, so we kind of got to wait. I'm not going to jump the gun on too much, but I don't know.
You know,
I know you guys know what I'm saying.
Called it, you know, we're trying to get to the bottom of
it. Right.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't rule any of that out as far as he goes, to be honest. And I don't think we'll ever really know anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
mean, he's dead.
Yeah, I mean, in this case, he's dead. Right. So I mean, you know,
we'll never know.
What are you gonna do?
Dead men tell no tales.
What comes to mind to me, and so anybody can stop me, but what comes to mind to me is like an MK Ultra type scenario where they need an agenda, they need racism ramped up, so they grab a kid, they, you know, brainwash him real quick, and then shoot him. You know, like some sort of scenario like that.
Yeah, no, I fully see that being possible.
I would say to you that, you know, I would just maybe, as far as your friend goes, you know, obviously now that she's been dealt with by the government, I would just see if she reacts differently, if she shies away from you, you know, because when they have a family in their possession, right? So right now they're being detained, they're being interrogated, and a lot of times what they'll do, they will implant new ideas in the family's head. They'll make the family feel like, you know, like let's say if he really didn't do it, they're going to try to convince the family that he really did do it. You know, they're going to produce false evidence, you know, so just maybe see if they react or act differently than you've ever known her to act. And that, to me, would tell you something about the event.
Yeah, I mean, that would, I see what you're saying. I doubt we will ever see them again personally, considering their personal information was released to the world, their home address.
Yeah.
Right.
I doubt they'll be coming back to Chattanooga with their name smeared like that. Abdulazeez isn't exactly common.
Right. No, I think you're probably right. You'll never see them again.
Yeah.
It's
well, that definitely tells a lot. It tells a lot of, you know, again, people, they look at this and they say, oh, well, it was just a Muslim family, you know, so, hey, it happens. But what if this was an everyday American family with a so-called American last? I mean, there's really no such thing as an American last name, of course, because every last name is foreign to American, you know. It's Irish, French Canadian, you know, Swiss, whatever, German, you know, so no one's really domestic to America, but so for some reason, Muslims are treated differently. So if the family is shunned or can never return back to their home, to America, that's no big deal. But what if it was, the last name was Johnson or Smith? You know what I'm saying? So I think people need to look differently at that.
Yeah, I mean, would this have been labeled domestic terrorism if he were white? I didn't see Dylan Roof ever labeled a domestic terrorist. Or James Holmes, for that matter.
It's going to go back to his religion, and that's what they want, is that diversity and that racism.
Yeah, they want to blame it on Islam to continue the wars in the Arab world.
To continue
what it's all about.
Of course. So, I mean,
to continue wars, and to lock us down. You know? That's what it's about.
Absolutely.
They're bombing
even
Yemen, no hard feelings, we got attacked.
let's say there was absolutely no like conspiracy that we're talking about. Even if this gentleman did what they say he did, they're going to twist it for their agenda to just, you know, like I said, ramp up racism and segregation and you know, separation, and that's just it. They do. And you get that whole side that's just, well, you know, screw all Muslims and, you know, kill Muslims and oh my God,
like,
it's just
screw all Americans and just, you know, everyone's pissed off and divided.
right. We got it. Well, we got to destroy ISIS and like Chris just said, you know, lock us down because ISIS, homegrown ISIS cells around the nation now. Which, I mean, there's just so much to look at. They supposedly stopped, I don't know what, like 23 of them on the 4th of July, but they missed this guy. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, Anyway,
and you have to know one side has the ability to take the other side out, and it ain't the Muslims.
Yep. So real quick, I was curious. Do you have any other insights or anything else the media might have? You know, obviously the media is not going to really cover the truth, or, you know, they always try to twist the truth, I guess. But do you have any insight or any other information about him or the family that you think people should know about that they haven't heard yet?
Nothing that I haven't already said. They're just your typical American family. Known her for a really long time, and she's a really great person. But that's about it.
Well, we're not going to take up your whole night. You know, obviously you've said what you've had to say, and I think I'm sure you want to get the truth because, you know, obviously she was someone you knew and you went to school with, as you said. So, you know, that's all we really want. We just want the truth, and obviously we hope the truth comes out. It seems this family, you know, was arrested and detained, and like you said, we'll probably never see him again. I think that's sad, and that's a big injustice, especially if there was a conspiracy involved.
Right.